Guys, did you know that the minion master builds are twice as fun now? Many of the minion skills have only a 1 second activation time thanks to the last game update, and with the bloodstained insignia you can take this to the next level. Look at this insane speed, it almost feels like being a mesmer on a Necro. So guys, I think Order of Undeath is arguably the best DPS build for minion masters at the moment, and maybe a strong competition to the Soul Taker Necros as well. With this build you can easily deal 300 plus damage each second. Animate Fiend only costs 15 energy instead of the old 25 energy, so this way your BIP Necro won't have to sacrifice its HP all the time for you. And you can create minions more easily since you won't lose half your energy for only one minion. You can have an epic minion army, even 11 level 20 Bone Fiends, and turn them into Super Saiyan minions in a minute. Once you activate the elite skill, all your controlled minions will deal plus 19 damage and you lose 2% of your HP with each attack. And you can further increase the minions damage with the Ebon Battle Standard of Honor, and also you can lower your enemy's armor with the Cracked Armor, hence why I put Weaken Armor into this build. This skill is also very strong now. For only 5 energy and a very minimal investment in curses, you can inflict Cracked Armor in half a second. Then there is Technobabble, which works like a charm, especially with Bone Fiend minions, and this combo can easily neutralize casters for short periods of time. Putrid Bile does a nice AoE spike when your hex target dies, Blood of the Master will keep your minions alive, and finally Masochism gives you plus 2 Death Magic and plus 2 Soul Reaping. Attributes are 16 Death Magic, 12 Soul Reaping and 6 Curses. The 5 spawning power comes from the weapon, from the Ritu mod, and it gives minions 20% more HP on creation, meaning the minions are a little bit more tanky. And we also need an aptitude, not attitude inscription on the wand, and the 20/20 Death Magic focus. With this weapon set you only lose 1/2 skill recharge mode, but honestly it's not really important, because Bone Fiends recharge fast in 5 seconds, and the extra minion HP is way more important. Runes are Death Magic +1 +3 headpiece, 4 Minion Master insignias, 1 Bloodstained insignia, the latter is highly recommended, to create minions as fast as possible. Then we need a Soul Reaping rune and 2 Vitae runes. And you could give your Necro a Curses +1 rune too, but the extra 1 second Cracked Armor doesn't have much, more HP is more important I think. Okay, this is how to use the build. Obviously as you start from scratch you must get some corpses first. Against the first group you can help your teammates with the Putrid Bile, Technobabble on the casters, Weaken Armor, and with the Ebon Ward. And once your group has successfully killed something, the fun begins. So when you see a corpse, quickly use Animate Bone Fiend and just use the skill as often as possible. Okay, when you get to the next group you must pay attention to the Bone Fiend's position and do it all the time. It's very important, try to place the Ebon Ward so that you reach as many minions as possible, plus your teammates as well. And only use the elite skill when the minions start attacking. Don't overuse it, because the HP loss can be deadly. When the minion army gets big, like you have the maximum 11 minions, you will lose around 110 HP every 2 seconds, plus mobs might try to kill you in the meantime. So guys, give your healers some time too, don't just spam Order of the Undeath 24/7. I'd say it's best to bring a dedicated healer too, because one Bloody Power Necro won't be enough usually. Alright, let's see what can go wrong. I think your worst enemy as an MM is the massive AoE damage, especially the Elementalists. Bone Fiends are not as tanky as Bone Horrors for example, they only have 60 armor, so try to minimize the AoE damage. Technobabble and the Esmer heroes will definitely help. By the way, I've checked wiki and actually there are quite many enemies that don't leave an exploitable corpse. Just to name a few: Titans, Undead creatures, Spirits, Elemental creatures. And against these enemies I would not rely on this build or on other MM builds. Yeah, so AoE is one weakness, the constant need to find corpses is another. And if you die and lose a big minion army, your party members are kinda screwed. And there is one more weakness, the usual anti-caster stuff, like imagine getting hexed by Diversion and you just use the Bone Fiends in the meantime and you can't use the skill again for a minute or something. Obviously if you pay attention to hexes you can prevent this happening, but there are definitely some weaknesses of being an MM. At least being slow isn't one anymore, the build is faster than ever, MM heroes will not lag behind either. And now some useful hero skills. Weapon spells like Splinter Weapon can help with the AoE damage. Curses hero with Mark of Pain and Barbs, and you can also get rid of Weaken Armor in this case, and bring another MM skill maybe. The more caster shutdown you have, the less vulnerable your minions become to the AoE damage, but this is kind of the current meta, so I will not highlight any skills like that. And extra healer to save your ass is definitely a good idea though, and that's pretty much all. This time we don't rely too much on hero specific skills. Okay, then there are some variants of this build too. If you let a Curses Necro bring Weaken Armor for you, you have many options. You can add Vampiric Horror, a very useful alternative since the damage it deals you receive as healing. And guess what? The Order of Undeath makes its damage bigger, and because of that you also get a bigger healing. You can try different PV only skills too, like Pain Inverter to quickly destroy like allies or mesmers or a boss. Great Dwarf Weapon can be useful as well. Minions with the knockdown chance are nice. Ebon Vanguard Assassin to distract your enemies maybe for a second or two and win some time for your minions to arrive, or even Shadow Sanctuary to be more tanky. So guys, 300 plus damage per sec is easily meta. The fact that you can create minions super quickly now is a big win for this build, and I know that there is always some risk using this build due to the constant HP loss, but with experience and proper healers you can minimize that and you get a really strong DPS build. This was my Order of Undeath guide, give it a try, you won't be disappointed. Anyway, let me know which build you would like to see next. I might do the ones that get the most likes in the comments. And thanks for watching and see you next time.